Lunation, manifestation, fly out to space, take a little vacation. We could hit the bars all the way in Mars till we see and start swerving in space cars. Ha!
Everyone, welcome to Lunation Manifestation. My name's Niku,
And I'm Ashlee.
and today we're going to be talking about the new moon in Aquarius that lands on Thursday, February 11th at 2:06 p.m.
So, my astrology expert friend,
Mm-hmm.
please tell us about Aquarius and what should we expect in this new moon?
So for new moons, it's good time to set intentions. Basically, the moon is in the same degree as the sun, and so the energies are conducive to starting something because it's balanced. So the new moon is a good time to set intentions. It's in the same angle or same degree in the sky as the sun is this time around in Aquarius. And so there's doubly Aquarius energy, which is a good time to set intentions. Whenever the moon is in Aquarius, or whenever the moon is in any sign, you want to use the influence of that sign's energy to really implement your goals. So how can you take your goals and set the intention towards like what it means to be in Aquarius, or like what the energy of Aquarius is? So some energy of Aquarius is like attachments. So maybe you want to release and let go of attachments that you were hanging on to. People think that Aquarius is like a water sign because it's the water bearer, but really what that represents is like the waves of consciousness, or like the Akashic records that are stored in water. It's like the knowledge bearer. So like Aquarius is um, uh, inventive, it's futuristic, it's forward thinking. Aquarius is a little out of the box. um, they're like
Aloof.
aliens among us. What was that?
Aloof, I've heard.
Aloof for sure. And they're also like the sign of humanity, so they're always thinking about the bigger picture of things. So what what do you want to, like, what sort of intention do you want to set? Are you trying to be more charitable, or like develop some sort of charity? Do you want to be inventive? Is there some sort of technology that you're interested in? Because Aquarius also rules like technology, which is really exciting. um, and also Aquarius is an air sign, so it is an intellectual sign. It's a sign of like conversations, communications, etc. And like I said, it's about like the collective. So maybe there's highlights on friendships or social networks that you want to set an intention on. um, it's a good time for wishes to come true and for friendships to blossom. uh,
Would you say that, considering we're also still in the Mercury retrograde, that there's some conflict between any of those that you mentioned?
Sure. I mean, Mercury is the planet of communication. It's a planet of electronics, like neighborhood. It has similar energy to what Aquarius is. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and it also subrules Virgo. And so when the planet's going retrograde through Aquarius, you can expect communication mix-ups, or like travel delays. You can expect those in any of the signs, but like because Aquarius is a sign of like technology, future is like futuristic elements, or like inventive ideas. You can, like, for instance, last week I kept hitting send on emails and then coming back to my email after like hopping to another tab for other tasks or whatever, and came back and realized my emails weren't actually being sent through. Like I wasn't, like, I hit send, but for some reason it was like lagging. Or I ended up going to the office one week, and sometime last week or the week before, I don't remember now. And that same day I went, the internet that we use was like had some sort of transformers. I don't really know the technology's name. It like blew up, so my whole neighborhood had no internet. So it was like, that was lucky that I I ended up going into the office that day. But things like that happen during Mercury retrograde, and then especially it's like doubly so with it in Aquarius. It's like um for instance, I'm also having trouble typing. Like even my autocorrect isn't correcting me. It's I had a friend ask me if I was drunk the other day because I don't know. My mind is just not as sharp as it normally is.
So what do you think, like when we're experiencing this stuff, like what would you say is the best way to kind of just get through it, really?
Well, like the less you resist, the less, in my experience, you meet challenges. So like instead of working yourself up and getting frustrated because things aren't working out, instead just kind of flow, let go. Because like Mercury, when it goes retrograde, it's just a reminder to slow down, take things slowly. We're in a society now, especially in the Western worlds, where we're just not always like go 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 on the go. So it's like it's almost like a reminder, like slow down, take your time, it's okay. I was so lethargic all last week, like my mind just was not sharp. I was exhausted. I took a couple of naps, a couple more than I should have. um but it's like I needed to take care of myself, drink a lot of water, I breathe through it. I will say, because I'm familiar with the retrogrades and have been bracing for them for the last, I mean, I've been following them for a long time, but like in the last year, I've really listened to what they are, like what warnings they heed for me. And I don't find myself in positions or like frustrations the way that I used to. And I feel like because of flow, um, I'm not met with as much resistance as I normally would be.
Yeah, your perspective and mentality of it makes all the difference, you know.
Oh,
When all this stuff is not working or crashing down, like we could just so easily be frustrated, and that could change the whole course of our day or week or whatever. But you know, definitely better to just kind of breathe, take a breath, let it go, and just keep going with the flow, like you said.
for sure. And I think, like, you might like an intention. First off, if you're going to set an intention, like plan it a little bit earlier. Think about what you really want to have manifest. For instance, you might be frustrated because your focus is lacking or whatnot. So maybe your intention is just to simply have a sharper mind, be a little bit more alert. That's like a really easy way. Like that's a really fun manifestation, because you can actually do different sort of like games, read different kinds of um, studies that can really help you to learn how to sharpen your mind. There's so many studies out there, and there's so many books that are written about it. So it's like that is absolutely a possible goal to have for this retrograde. I'm sorry, for this. See, like this retrograde is really my my communication skills are just very poor. I meant for the new moon. Maybe that'll be my um my intention. Um, Adversely, or not adversely, but you might, another thing is like maybe, again, like your network, maybe your intention is to expand your network, or maybe your intention is to have better relations with your friends. Basically, you want to use the energy of the new moon that's in Aquarius. You want to use Aquarius's energy to set an intention, because with all the signs, if you do this regularly, if you do it once a month, then you essentially touch on all aspects in your life, more or less. And so each year, you're able to cycle through and improve, if that's what your goal is. I think I've mentioned this in a previous Lunation manifestation, um, where when we do rituals according to the moon, that it's all about self-improvement. Each of the planets, when you do rituals around whatever planet, they all do different things for you. The moon improves you as a person in general. Like if you follow the moon cycles, if you follow Venus, Venus will definitely enhance um, your relationships. That will enhance your, I don't want to say like your beauty, but like your maybe beauty routine or your focus on aesthetics. It'll also potentially enhance your family. Like maybe you want to have a family. Like if you follow Venus cycles, those are things that will happen through that, et cetera, et cetera. Mars or Jupiter or whatnot. But I like to follow the moon cycles because it's more regular. It's once a month, and I'm always in the field of self-improvement. Like, I don't mind that.
I always say self-development is a lifelong journey, you
Oh,
know.
for sure, for sure. So, like, Ashlee, what are some things that like you would suggest somebody, like how could somebody help improve themselves in the cycle, like, and especially with this retrograde, like how can we get through that?
So I think this is a good time to kind of think outside the box, as Aquariuses tend to do, and try to set goals for the future. Um, this can be for ourselves and as well as humanitarian approaches and
Hmm.
what we can contribute to the world. Which, I mean, now more than ever, it just seems like there's a lot of healing needed out there, and personally as an Aquarius, that's my pull, is how can I help the world? What can I do to just plant seeds of love and growth and make things a little bit better? I know our last was full moon in Leo, which is more about yourself kind of thing, and now it's more of a approach of looking outward.
Hmm.
Would you agree with that? Does that make
Oh,
sense?
yeah, I fully agree with that. Yeah, I feel like everybody also is like feeling a little bit like recovering energy right now as the moon is heading back to full. I'm sorry, as the moon is heading back to new again from full, everything is a little bit more heightened, but now we're just a little bit more lethargic. We're a little bit more slowed down. I'm definitely all of that. Um, just got to be kind to yourselves and patient and, um, you know,
Yeah, like we said,
your
just
body.
gentle with yourself and listening and paying attention to how you feel and your intuition, and really know when you need to just kind of step back and
Hmm.
take some time to get your mind right and meditate or do some yoga and things that make you feel a little more centered,
Hmm.
grounded with all this kind of chaos going on right now.
For sure.
Also, with Aquarius energy, it's a lot about healing energy and what can we do to heal ourselves and others. So, what kind of intentions can you set in that regard? Where do you need healing in areas of your life? We probably all have experienced some trauma that we need some healing for, even going back to childhood. And now is probably a great time for some inner child work and trying to heal those parts of you that still need some love.
For sure. And I think part of that also goes with like this. I don't know what the right mantra or the right quote is for it, but like um fake it till you make it kind of feeling. So like if you feel, I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, because it's not just like about like trauma healing, but also like healing your body if you have any ailments or whatnot. I've been noticing like, I've been having creaks and whatnot in my body. So I've been really focusing on implementing stretching into my routine again and using my foam roller, getting back into yoga.
Good for
And
you.
thank you, because I've been in a lot of physical pain because my body's so like tight, especially up here. Um, and with Aquarius, you can like see how um, whatever trauma you may or may not have is linked to whatever part of your body that you're experiencing physical pain in, or physical ailments in. And when I say fake it till you make it, what I mean is like imagine or envision your body feeling healthy. I have like a really bad disability in my left shoulder. not a bad one, but I have a disability in my left shoulder, and at times it like gets really, really, really uncomfortable. And so sometimes I'll meditate and I'll just be like, I'll focus on how my right shoulder feels, and I'll just kind of like imagine that, like focus on the like how it feels fine, and then imagine that my left shoulder is also feeling like my right shoulder. And through that meditation, I'll notice that like my shoulder relaxes, my like I feel like looser, and etc., and like I feel the pain subsiding after a time. So it's like a matter of like even just imagining that you're healing, um to emphasize, um
Yeah,
or
I
to
don't think
help yourself with the healing.
a lot of people don't even consider how mental stress can really put a toll on the physical body as well, and
For sure.
how physical, mental, spiritual, it's really just all connected. And putting your even just your intention into something like your shoulder, and that can really make a big difference. And it's definitely a great time to really listen to your body, and you know don't overlook the pain or think you just have to deal with it. There's always ways to kind of try
Yeah,
some healing.
100%. And then like obviously if you can seek medical attention for whatever like right now is a good time to start, really, like when you say healing, right? Like if you're feeling something's a little bit up with your body, like maybe set that appointment with your doctor. Like I've been having really bad pains in my body, so I set an appointment to see my doctor to be like, hey, what's going on? Is it just stress, or
Right.
help me figure it out?
Better safe than sorry, and
Oh, 100%.
always be the one to advocate for yourself.
True. Well, thanks for joining us this week on Lunation Manifestation. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, please put them in the comments, and also let us know if there's any subject or any content that you want us to look over or discuss on our next episode.
And thank you all for joining us. I'm Ashlee.
I'm Niku.
Have a great day.
Bye.